Hi, Steve from Custom Table Tennis, and as promised, we thought we'd bring you our top selling 5 Tensor rubbers. So coming in at number 5 is the Exium Vega Elite, and we think that the reason why this is number 5, and it comes on the list nearly every single year, is it's on a 40-degree medium sponge. It's a lifetime plus. It's easy to control for the Tensor rubber, and it's been out quite some time. I'll take it out of the packet actually. We'll have a look at it. We'll have a close-up. It comes with that, and there's always a little bit of tension on it, so I don't know if we can get in there. One of the first ones that they brought out. It's not ever going to come on the list. It's a true hyper-elasto Tensor bias rubbers. I mean, this is just our top 5. I'm not going into too much detail about each one, but 40 degree, very, very grippy, very durable. I'll show you the back. It's nice that you, on the black carbo sponges, this one's the only Tensor rubber from Exium that comes on the cream sponge. Very durable, goes out all the time. Attention to detail, and that is our number 5. So working down the list, as I say, I'm not going to give a review of each different rubber. We'll be here all day. So the number 4 is the Vega Pro, and there's a very, very good reason for that. I've done other videos. I did a half-an-hour video about combining your blade and rubbers together. Now, the reason why the Vega Pro just sells and sells and sells, and I've got a coach who just buys a dozen sheets at a time, he coaches with it, he's not interested in trying anything else, it's because when it came out, it was the nearest rubber available to match Tenergy. And yeah, I'm going to get players say, oh, it's not this, it's that. But we're not talking 100% Tenergy, but we're talking into the high 90s. Very, very similar, slightly different throw, but the grip and the durability, with it being made in Germany. I think I said on another video that annoys me slightly because I'm cutting it off and throwing it away, but made in Germany, as all the Tensor rubbers are. Very grippy, very durable. I don't need to keep flipping it back because it just comes on the carbo sponge. Now, this is a 47.5, so 7.5 degrees harder, so your technique's gonna have to be a little bit better when you get onto the harder ones. It's actually a joint fourth, I didn't say, but I'm gonna bring it in now. The reason why it's a joint fourth is because we can't really split these rubbers. We've had a look at the figures and we can't split the two. Reason being, as the X implies, or the Vega 10, this is the 10-year anniversary model for the Vega Pro, and what that means, it's got a little bit more technology in there. The pimple configuration is slightly different. It's got a little bit more grip, but it's still on a 47.5, and even when we've asked players and coaches, I've moved on to the Vega X, I like it, and some have said, well, actually I'll probably go back to the Pro. I mean, a lot of that is to do with the Pro players. They've been using the Pro for years and they know exactly what they're doing, and this will have some slight differences. 47.5, it's on the black carbo sponge. We literally can't split them up, and if somebody says to us on the phone, oh, which is the better, there's no better or there's no worse, just this is the updated Vega Pro. Very, very grippy, a very clicky rubber if you put a little bit of glue on there. So we'll put that one to one side. This one, a few years ago, I would have said that this had never come off our number 1, ever. One of the very, very first plastic ball ready rubbers. In other words, this rubber was designed for the plastic ball that doesn't spin as much. So Vega Europe DF, DF means dynamic friction. In other words, it's designed with spin, the emphasis on spin, but it's no slouch of a rubber either. It's on a 37.5, and I can reel off all the top players that have used this in the past. So we'll get it out of the packet, have a quick look at it, get that out of the way. So as you can see, plastic ball ready, solid technology for the plastic ball. So if you know, and it's the first one on our list of the Vega series rubbers with the highest degree of control, and the reason for that is it's on a 37.5, so it's not going to rebound off as quick. Most players can actually come straight off your £15 a sheet Chinese rubbers straight onto this. I know at my own club in Leeds, it's a personal favourite of the coaches there, and they just say, oh, have you got a match tonight? Bring us a couple of them sheets, will you? They don't even have to tell me what they want. So this was our number one for years when it first came out, and we were buying it by the hundreds. Got your DF on there, and again, it's a little thing of mine, as I've said, we're cutting that off and throwing it in the bin with the technology on, but that's one of those. So what knocked that off then? Well, literally, I can't actually show you the rubber. I'm going to show you the rubber on a bat, but very quickly, out of the Amiga rubbers, this rubber has been a top favourite. So it's a little bit of a step down. It's a step up in the series of rubbers, because the Amiga it's more of the high-end professional rubber, if you like. But this one, and the amount of players, I can just reel them off one by one. It's a backhand favourite rubber, or in some cases, combination bat players have got it on the forehand as the spinny go-to rubber. No point in me opening the packet, but I've got it on a bat. It's due back in this week, but we wanted to get this video done. We're going to sit around waiting for a rubber come in. Really popular, and one of the other reasons, and I might end up doing a separate review on this, is because it's on a 42.5, it's a little bit lighter. So if you want to bat, I mean, this plays like a dream on a Hinoki wood or a Hinoki carbon. If you want to bat that's a little bit lighter, this is your go-to rubber. So, and then I've got it on a bat just to bring the bat in. In actual fact, I made this for a trade stand, and the guy who I can't remember which way around he wanted it now, but we've basically got this bat made up. It's got the Omega 7 Europe on one side, polyball ready, dynamic friction, so it's got all the technology in this rubber for the new ball. And then on the other side, he wanted the Jackel Hyde, and he wanted, so that's a 47.5 as it says on the rubber, which we really appreciate that. I think, well, the manufacturer will probably follow suit eventually, because you can buy all these different rubbers, and if you don't keep the packet, you don't actually know what you've got. So that's a 47.5, and that's a 42.5. See, it's a little bit softer, but in the end, do you know what? We did this trade stand and everybody wanted Jekyll and Hyde. So no surprise then as I bring the Jekyll and Hyde in. Nice big fancy packet. The 47.5 outsells the 52.5. Let's get it out of the packet now. Reason being is your technique better be good if you're going to get the 52.5. But this has been our best selling rubber for 2023. Really high quality. It's only on a 47.5, this one, but it's difficult for me to explain as I don't play with reverse rubbers. But when all the hype came out, I thought, well, we'll be the judge of that. Let the players try it, and almost immediately players who were using the Vega Pro went straight over to this. A little bit more speed and spin. I mean, the Jekyll Hyde, everybody knows the story of Jekyll Hyde, and the concept is opposites. So usually when you've got a rubber that's high speed, high spin, the control dips. But on this rubber, and I've tried it myself because I can block for top players, I struggle a little bit blocking with the Vega Pros, but on this I was blocking the ball back. And then the other thing that some of the players tell me is that when they first start playing with this, there's a slight adjustment period. The top players don't, they just put it on and go straight away. But your opponent down the other end has to adjust the shots because the trajectory stays a little bit lower. So the flight path on the other side of the table, it doesn't kick, it stays a little bit lower, and players, I've watched them in matches, it's coming off the edge of the bats, they wonder what happened and think they're playing with a funny rubber. It's not a funny rubber, and I think a combination of all these things and the fact that it's a high quality item, which players who got them when they first came out, they're just starting to change now, so they've had a good year out of them. Because they're made in Germany, made by Exium, we're able to put them on bats for coaching and give them away and what have you. So just a quick look of our top 5 selling rubbers for 2023. We were going to wait a little bit later, but I can't see it changing in the next 6 weeks or so. If you want more videos, hit the like and subscribe, and get your stuff from customtabletennis.co.uk. I think, I might be wrong, but we're the only company bothering to put videos on and passing on some relevant information. So Steve from Custom Table Tennis, bye for now.